Once upon a time, in a simple town in a little home by the woods lived a family of four. Ella with her three kids, and their names were Maida, Ida, and Adam. They would use raspberries to make fruit preserves like jams and jellies, and this was the heart of their home's food. One fine day, Mom said, "Come on, kids, breakfast is ready." Everyone came on by saying yes. They all sat on the table, and Adam was naughty and a sharp guy. He started irritating her sisters, and both sisters got angry. Mom said, "What are you doing, kids, on the dinner table? Eat your food." "Adam, stop bullying your sisters, please." They all said, "Sorry, Mama," and then they all were eating their breakfast just when Ida screamed aloud. Maida was scared. She asked Ida what was that. She said, "It's a worm. It was on the raspberry leaf, and it is the big one." Apparently, the worm looks innocent and harmless. Adam said, "I will kill him. Let me just crush it." Both girls got angry and said no. Mom says, "Adam, don't do that." And Ida, "Why so much fuss over a tiny worm? Just blow it off." Maida took a raspberry leaf and then dragged the worm on it safely. She was very careful while working. "Okay, so let's go to the woods so we can keep him safe." She went out into the yard to help the worm for his safety. Maida said, "Look here, a sparrow. If we leave little worm here, the bird will eat him up in no time. So we need to be very, very careful." The girls went into the forest and found a raspberry bush there, and they set the worm free and said, "This is the perfect place for you. I hope you will be very, very happy while staying here." They said goodbye and then they made their way back home. Later, they all sat down for dinner. They ate some delicious sandwiches. They ate and ate and ate till all the raspberries had finished. So they got worried a little. Ida said, "Don't worry, Mom, I'll go with Maida tomorrow to get some more raspberries for all of us to preserve for winters." Mom was happy now. She said, "Very well, then make sure that you will pick the freshest raspberries of the woods." Maida said, "Okay, Mother." Next morning, both Ida and Maida got ready to go to the forest to pick fresh raspberries. Mom advised them, "Be safe, girls, be together, and make sure to be at home before sunset. As you know, it's not safe in the woods after sunset, so please keep it in mind and come back home before sunset." Adam said goodbye to the sisters and said, "Please greet Raspberry Worm for me because next time I will kill him." Both the girls said that we will be together and come back home safely before the sunset, and then they took their way. Both girls walked and walked. They were getting tired, but they couldn't see any raspberry bushes there. They reached on that part of wood where there was every kind of berries, but no raspberries there. They continued into the forest searching for the raspberry bushes and went on into deep woods. Both the girls walked and walked until they landed in a big plain with raspberry bushes everywhere. As far "This is unbelievable," Maida said. All the bushes were filled with dark red raspberries. They too feasted on the juicy red raspberries and picked some, and in no time their baskets were full. Girls were happy to see their baskets filled with raspberries. Ida said, "It's enough, let's take these baskets home." But Ida said, "No, let's pick some more." So they picked some more and filled up their pockets of aprons and got ready to come back. Both the girls walked and walked, but they lost their way. They had never been so far deep in the woods before. And to make matters worse, the sun was beginning to set. It was the most dangerous thing. The birds were flying back into their home. The shadows of the trees were long and the darkness prevailing. So these were all the factors together that were making the girls fearful and frightened. Maida said, "I'm a little worried, dear sister. I don't know where are we right now. What we will do." Ida was also scared, but she said, "Don't worry, sister. I'm sure we are near the end of the woods now." As they continued to wander through the woods, it becomes dark, and now they were scared even more. Suddenly, they heard some unusual sound there. They saw a small little fairy flying right in front of them. The fairy gave them a gesture to follow her and flew a bit ahead right next to them. Both were shocked, but they both started following her. The fairy leads the girls to the huge plain filled with red bushes and then disappears in the air. They wondered, where are we? Then they think that they are back in the raspberry woods there. They were worried because it was too late to get back home, so they decided to not lose hope. Both the girls were too tired, they were so hungry and helpless, so they were feeling so bad. Suddenly Maida thought, what if there was a sandwich in my hand right now? But it's not impossible. As she said that, she felt something in her hand, and that was a sandwich. What a miracle! Because I have one too, Maida said. What if I had a nice glass of milk? Just then she said, I have a glass of milk in my hand. Maida said, I have too. I'm sure it's because of the lovely fairy. So the girls ate and drank and satisfied their hunger. Now I will hope we will find a nice place. So just they said that, they found themselves next to soft beds for them to sleep on. Beds were looking like super soft and comfortable. Girls covered themselves and slept through the whole night. Next morning, Ida woke up as the sun was shining bright. Oh, how beautiful is this! It's wonderful to sleep amongst the woods surrounded by beautiful raspberry bushes, isn't it? They looked at each other in wonder. Is this a dream? Pinch me because I am thinking I'm still dreaming. Then she pinched, but Maida got angry and said, I didn't mean for you to really pinch me. Just then they saw a sparkle in the air in front of them, and the fairy was floating and waving in front of them. Both said, Thank you, you have been so kind to us. Just then an old man walked out from behind the raspberry bushes. His clothes were elegant. He had a dress cane with him which had a red crystal, and it was so beautiful. He said, Hi little kids, allow me to introduce myself. I am the king of raspberries and I have lived here for thousands and thousands of years. I sent this fairy to save you. Actually, I did not want to scare you in the darkness of woods. Both the girls were amazed. They were surprised by hearing that there is the king in front of them, so they were surprised. Actually, I have been cursed by the spirit of elements who rules over all the earth, wind, water and fire. He cursed me that every 100 years I shall turn into a raspberry worm, and this is his teaching for valuing me this blessing. So then he told the girls how it was the day he had been transformed into a raspberry worm and how Adam wanted to kill him, and then both the girls took care of him. And then he said he is very thankful to them for their kindness. He said, I wanted to reward you for your kindness, and he told him that some rewards are waiting for them at home. Now fairy will reach you home. Girls are amazed by this story and they were surprised also. They were very happy that they are getting reward. At the end he said, Convey my message to Adam that I shall eat him up the next time I will see him. The girls got scared. They said, Oh, please don't do that, please forgive him. The king laughed and said, I was just kidding. Revenge is never good. They said goodbye to each other and then he said to fairy that bring them back to their home safely. After saying goodbye to each other, the fairy took them towards their home and they were very happy. And they were at their way to home quickly. As soon the girls reached their home, fairy waved goodbye to them and then disappeared in the air. There was a great joy and happiness when girls had reached home. Oh, I am glad to see you. I told you that the woods are not safe at night. Then where were you? The girls explained everything. By hearing all this, Adam told them, Oh, an old man came by earlier and left this for you. Okay, so the king has fulfilled his promise. They looked into the basket and there were two beautiful bracelets and a brooch. Wow, this is so beautiful. Adam was quite ashamed by seeing the shape of a raspberry worm brooch, and he understood what it meant, and then he decided to never ever harm any being and will always be kind to everyone. Mother said, How wonderful! Now I shall go and get something to eat for you kids. Just as the mother enters in the kitchen, she was surprised to find there were 10 baskets full of raspberries on the table. So she was happy and was surprised also that who did this. But then she came to know that of course this is the blessing of the king. They all were happy. They all made their raspberry preserves and collect bottles filled of jams by dozens. At last it was proven that if you are kind to others, irrespective of who it is, you shall get kindness in return definitely. So they all lived happily ever after.